SBA review topic 2 is on number systems, but a review about decimal rules. So we still need to follow our integer rules from the last lesson. I'm not going to go over these again, but we're just going to fill in that same signs for multiplying are positive, different signs would be negative. And we can use these as a reference as we work. So example number 1 is going to cover adding and subtracting decimals. The big thing for adding and subtracting is you need to line up your decimals. Then we also want to make sure that we're looking at our adding and subtracting rules. In that, what do we have more of? Do we have more positive numbers or more negative numbers?
Positive.
Good. So we know our answer will be a positive answer. I also want to make sure the number with greater value goes on top, like greater absolute value. So is $3 bigger or 50 cents?
$3.
Yeah, so that one will go on top. And I line up my decimals. And then next I'm going to add and subtract like I normally would. So I have 5 take away 0.
5.
And can I take 5 away from 1?
No.
What do I need to do?
Make the 1 into an 11.
Good. And I do that by borrowing. I say, hello 3, can I please borrow 1? 11 take away 5.
6.
And 2 take away 0 would just be 2. So I have $2.65. Well, it didn't really say dollars. I just always think of decimals in terms of money. For multiplying, we're going to be kind of combining that skill of distributing and multiplying decimals. So I'm going to be multiplying 4 times 1.75 and 4 times negative 2.5b. So let's start with 1.75. To multiply, I do not need to line up my decimals, but I do need to know how many decimal spots or how many numbers to the right of the decimal are in my problem. And how many numbers are to the right of the decimal?
2.
Good. So I know I'm going to be moving my decimal back in 2 spots to the left at the end. So 4 times 5.
20.
Good, and I carry the 2. 4 times 7.
28.
Plus the 2 more.
30.
And then I carry that 3. 4 times 1.
4.
Plus the 3 more.
7.
And I move my decimal back in 2 spots to the left. So my final answer is 7. Next, I'm going to move on to the negative 2.5 times 4. I say negative because that minus does belong to the 2.5. Oh, I forgot something. What do I need to do before I start?
Line up the decimals.
Oh, when I add and subtract, but multiplying, I need to see how many I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how many decimals or numbers are to the right of the decimal place?
1.
Good. So 4 times 5.
20.
Good, and I carry that 2. 4 times 2.
8.
Plus 2 more.
10.
Good, I get 10. The signs were different, so will my answer be positive or negative?
Negative.
Good, and I move my decimal back in 1 spot to the left. So I get negative 10b. So my final answer would be 7 minus 10b. I dropped the decimals just because everything to the right was a 0. So I could keep them there or I could just get rid of them. All right, last topic is dividing decimals. So I have my 3 on the outside, 7.8 on the inside. And I need to make sure I bring my decimal up right away. Now I'm going to divide like normal. 3 goes into 7 how many times?
2.
Good. And 2 times 3 is?
6.
I subtract and bring down. 3 times 18 is, 3 goes into 18 how many
6.
times? Good. And 6 times 3 is?
18.
Good. I subtract and I have nothing left over, so I am done. 6.2. The second one is just like the first one. The only difference is that I need to make sure that I'm dividing by a whole number. So I need to make 0.3 a whole number by moving the decimal to the right. If I do that on the outside, just sort of like an equation, I need to do that on the inside and then bring up my decimal point. But I already know 3 goes into 78 how many times?
26.
Good. So we're not going to redo every step. And that is the end of lesson 2.